Rogue Legacy is a randomly generated 2D adventure game. I came across this game while browsing Greenlight and I have to say I was immediately intrigued. And so I'm very happy to be able to show you this preview. However, this is a beta build of the game, so not everything is present and it's certainly not representative of the final product. I can't say anything about the storyline because it hasn't been implemented yet. At the start of the game you kill the king and from there on out it's just making your way through randomly generated dungeons. But let's be honest here, the storyline in games like these isn't exactly the #1 priority, and it shouldn't be. A good storyline is a nice bonus, but the focus should be on the gameplay. I can honestly tell you that Rogue Legacy is incredibly fun to play. The controls are pretty basic. You can attack with your sword, or you can use some kind of magic that you get randomly assigned. There's 8 different classes and each of them has a special ability as well. For example, a paladin can block incoming damage and a shinobi can teleport short distances. By making your way through the castle and defeating enemies, you get more and more gold, and you'll also find items like blueprints. Gold allows you to improve your keep. By doing so you get stat bonuses like extra HP, but you can also unlock class abilities like the paladin being able to use his shield. Gold can also be used to improve your gear by buying stuff from the blacksmith, but not everything is for sale immediately. You'll have to find certain blueprints before the blacksmith can make the item you want. There's also the enchanter who can upgrade your weapons and give them special powers, but to do that you need runes. Runes are very powerful upgrades, but they're very hard to get as well. They can only be found in fairy chests, and fairy chests can only be opened if you get through certain rooms without getting hit. And believe me when I tell you that this is not an easy thing to accomplish. All of this works great, however it's not what sets Rogue Legacy apart from other games. So what exactly does? It's not the randomly generated content, because there are other games out there that do that. However, it's awesome because there's unlimited amounts of replay value, but that's not what sets it apart. What really sets it apart is the way they handle dying. Rogue Legacy uses a slight variation on the permadeath system. When you die, your character is gone for good, but the next time you play with one of their children. So each time you die you get a choice out of 3 successors, each with their own unique traits and abilities. Now the abilities are very useful for combat situations, they're basically your magic spells. On the other side you have your traits, which aren't always all that useful. There are a few that influence combat, for example you're so strong that you knock enemies back, but there are also quite a few that are completely useless but hilarious at the same time. You've got characters that have irritable bowels, yes, you know what that means, lots of farting, dyslexia which makes things harder to read, dwarfism, gigantism, nearsighted, colorblind, you name it, there's a whole bunch of them in there that don't really influence the combat but make it a whole lot more fun to play. You might remember the one more turn syndrome thing from Civilization games. Well, here it's one more character. Now each time you die you'll also be teleported back to the start of the game, and there you'll be able to spend the money you've collected in your previous playthrough, so that's not lost. However, when you want to re-enter the castle you'll have to pay all your gold, so what you have to do, you have to spend everything on items and upgrades to your keep. Items and upgrades can never be lost, so even if you die all the time, you're still making progress. On Rogue Legacy's Steam Greenlight page you can find a few screenshots of how the game looked before they hired an artist. But eventually they did hire someone, and I have to say the game looks great. Not only is the pixel art high quality, but the animations and such are great as well. And even though I only got to see the castle area of the game, I never got the feeling that I was walking through the same room twice. The in-game soundtrack sounds pretty old school and is pretty much enjoyable as well. Rogue Legacy is an incredibly hard but at the same time a very addictive game. The randomly generated content makes sure that you have infinite replayability, and add to that the legacy system in which your sons and daughters follow in your footsteps after you've died, and you've got yourself a very unique game that stands out from the crowd. I very much enjoyed my time spent with this game and I can't wait for the full release. But before they can do that they need to be green-lighted, so if you think this game is something for you, you enjoyed the video, you thought hey I'd like to play it, click the link below the video, go to Steam Greenlight and vote yes. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video don't forget to check out my channel for more.